Lennox Lewis believes Tyson Fury can bounce back and defeat Oleksandr Usyk in their highly anticipated rematch, but the key will be learning from his past mistakes.
If he didn't make any adjustments, then he would lose the fight again. So he would have to make some adjustments to win the fight.
As the world eagerly awaits the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, Lewis, the last undisputed heavyweight champion before Usyk, has weighed in with his prediction. Lewis, whose opinion in boxing circles is highly regarded, believes that Fury has the tools to reverse the result of their first encounter. However, he cautions that Fury will need to make the necessary adjustments in his approach. The first fight, where Usyk emerged victorious by split decision, was a tightly contested battle. According to Lewis, Tyson Fury, a fighter known for his adaptability and intelligence in the ring, has the capacity to bounce back, but only if he learns from his mistakes.
So he definitely has to go in there with a focused attitude and being able to throw a lot more punches.
Is that just Tyson being Tyson, kind of saying that, not wanting to give too much away, or do you think he genuinely believes that's kind of what he has to do, the rematch?
No, I don't think he wants to give too much away. And I think we're going to get a different Tyson for this fight. I think he realizes, what he did wrong in the first fight.
Fury and Usyk are among the best fighters in the world, and their rivalry has become one of the most discussed topics in heavyweight boxing. With each man having his own unique set of strengths, the anticipation for their second encounter is reaching a fever pitch. Both fighters have solidified their place at the top of the sport, and this rematch will likely determine who truly sits at the pinnacle of the heavyweight division. Usyk, the Ukrainian heavyweight who has held the WBA, WBC, and WBO titles, will be looking to solidify his legacy and prove that his first victory was no fluke. On the other hand, Fury, who is known for his sheer size and unorthodox boxing style, will be determined to redeem himself and prove that he is still the best heavyweight in the world.
I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch, so I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk. All I can do is prepare well.
For Fury, this rematch is about redemption. After suffering the first loss of his career in May, Fury is motivated to prove that he can still be the dominant force in heavyweight boxing. The stakes are incredibly high. Usyk's WBA, WBC, and WBO titles are on the line, and for Fury, this is a chance to take back the crown that he once held and solidify his status as the undisputed champion. Despite suffering a loss in their first encounter, Fury remains confident in his abilities and is laser focused on making the necessary adjustments to emerge victorious in the rematch.
4 weeks to go to the biggest fight of the year, the biggest fight in boxing, me and Usyk, and I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot! Good up, can't wait. 21st of December, the belts are gonna be mine again!
The first fight between the two was a thrilling contest that saw Usyk nearly stop Fury in the 9th round. Despite this, Fury managed to recover and finish the fight. However, it was Usyk who ultimately emerged victorious, having outboxed Fury with superior speed and precision. For Fury, the loss was tough to accept, but he remains confident that he can adapt and perform even better in the rematch. He believes that his performance in the first fight was one of the best of his career, despite the result, and that with a few tweaks in his preparation, he can secure a different outcome.
Oh, what a shot that is! Fury's wobbling!
That shot's a good shot, Tyson. You're having a hold on, you're reeling. What are you thinking there? Can you remember what you're thinking?
Yeah. I'm in the fight, I'm thinking, come on! I'm thinking, why am I not falling over?
Fury doesn't know where he is! He's all over the ring!
And we'll go back another day for the rematch. So, Oleksandr, what can we expect in the rematch?
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. He won't tell us. He's holding back.
Oh,
He's holding his cards close to his chest. What can we expect from you?
Pretty much the same from what I did before. Good boxing. Someone of my size and heaviness, it's not normal that I should be able to box
do that
and move and slip and So why would I take that away from my game?
Fury has acknowledged that there are areas in his performance that need improvement. One of the key areas he identified is the balance between his natural showmanship and his boxing strategy. While Fury's playful nature and his tendency to clown around in the ring have earned him fans, he has admitted that he sometimes spends too much time clowning and not enough time focusing on the serious aspects of the fight. In the upcoming rematch, Fury intends to be more focused and disciplined, ensuring that he doesn't let his playful persona interfere with his ability to implement his boxing IQ and technical skills. This is an area where Tyson Fury will need to step up his game if he wants to reclaim his place as the top heavyweight in the world.
Tyson, do you feel you on the hunt for revenge? We've never seen it before. Do you feel like you're going to be a completely different beast entirely?
I wouldn't have thought so, to be honest. I just think I'll just do the same as I did last time, but a little bit more focused and a little bit more concentration, that's it.
You mentioned you feel like you need to knock Usyk out to win the fight. Is that more a reflection on the judges? Because I know you felt like you did enough to win the last fight.
No, I just feel like if I knock him out, then I can guarantee victory within these hands. But if I don't knock him out, then I rely on someone else's opinion to do it for me. And I always like to rely on myself rather than somebody else.
Fury's trainer, Sugar Hill, has emphasized that the preparation for this fight will be different. Sugar Hill, who has worked with Fury for a number of years, understands the importance of being both physically and mentally prepared. He knows that Fury has the ability to outwork most opponents with his size, speed, and unique boxing style.
And that's what made that first fight just such a great fight. For boxing, period. Whether Tyson won or lost, on my side, I'm with Tyson, so obviously I'm not so happy about the loss because it was a loss, but the thing to do is just to learn from that and to get better.
What's the difference heading into a rematch, Sugar? What's the difference going into a rematch?
You learn lessons in life and you can make yourself better from that.
However, he also acknowledges that the key to victory will be improving Fury's conditioning and refining his tactics. The fight will require a stronger focus on building the right mindset for Fury, something that may have been lacking in their first fight. For Fury to have a chance of winning, his trainers and team are prioritizing a strategy that focuses on conditioning and preparation rather than relying solely on Fury's natural gifts. The goal is to have Fury come into the fight with the sharpest mind and the best physical condition he's ever been in. Whether Fury's team can execute this plan successfully will determine the course of the rematch.
So the corner team going into the rematch, have you had any discussions about how it's going to be approached, the conversations you'll be having to Tyson?
I haven't even watched the fight yet. I remember it, so there's no need for me to watch it like that. I can remember it. I don't want to say I have a photographic memory, but I have a videographic memory. Yeah, so for me, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, I'm working with Tyson. When I'm in that corner, I'm focused on Tyson. I don't hear anything else around me. I'm focused on my fighter and that's it.
While many experts and fans are optimistic about Fury's chances of winning the rematch, there are some who remain skeptical. One of the prominent critics of Fury's preparations for the rematch is veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora, who has fought Fury twice before. Chisora has expressed concerns about Fury's sparring camp, suggesting that the sparring partners Fury has chosen may not be pushing him hard enough to prepare for the intensity of Usyk's style. Chisora has also voiced concerns about Fury's tendency to underestimate his opponents at times, a characteristic that could be dangerous when facing someone like Usyk, who has the boxing intelligence and technical ability to exploit any weaknesses.
Do I believe Tyson can beat you, Oleksandr? I look at everybody he's got in his sparring camp. I personally don't believe that you can actually. The sparring partners he's got right now, they're pushing him to be menace. You know, they are in awe of Tyson. You know, they will pull their punches when they're sparring. You know, they will. This is what I'm seeing from the things I see on Instagram. So, I mean, what I see, what Alexander's doing is totally different to what. Because I think Alexander's way is more like start fast and finish fast.
Chisora's words resonate with some other industry experts, including promoter Eddie Hearn, who has also weighed in on the fight. Hearn, despite being a big fan of Fury, has suggested that Usyk's boxing intelligence and discipline make him the favorite in the rematch. He acknowledges that Fury has the capability to win, but believes that Usyk, having already beaten Fury once, will be able to adapt and continue his success. Hearn's thoughts reflect a broader sentiment among boxing fans. While Fury is a great fighter, Usyk's ability to stick to a game plan and outbox his opponents is a huge advantage. Hearn has suggested that Fury will need to bring more than just his physical attributes if he hopes to secure a victory in this rematch.
Oleksandr Usyk proved himself as the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport. Just a remarkable fighter, undisputed cruiserweight world champion, undisputed heavyweight world champion. And you know, every time I've bet against Tyson Fury, he's proved everybody wrong. So you can't rule him out in this fight. And all the respect for Oleksandr Usyk.
Do you feel like Tyson, and I know you want Tyson to win because there's vested interest.
I've represented Usyk for a long time. I love him, but I want Tyson to win because he's British, and I think it could set up, I mean, whatever happens is going to set up a big AJ fight, but for the World Championship would be unbelievable. I think it's very difficult to bet against Usyk when he's beaten you already.
There are, however, others who believe that Fury's size and skill will ultimately give him the upper hand. Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, who has closely followed both Fury and Usyk's careers, believes that Fury's physical advantages, his size, reach, and speed, will prove to be too much for Usyk, especially when Fury is at his best. Porter believes that Fury's ability to dominate the first half of the fight, using his superior size to control the action, will play a critical role in the rematch. If Fury can maintain that dominance throughout, Porter believes that he can impose his will on Usyk and ultimately take the victory.
I actually do expect him to win this rematch. I think he's bigger than Usyk, and that size advantage that he has, he, unlike most fighters, knows how to use that size, that reach, that speed. I think the whole fight will play out the way that the first half played itself out. I think the whole fight's going to go that way. A very focused and determined Fury is a quiet and relentless Fury.
Porter's perspective highlights a key element of the fight: size. Usyk, despite his remarkable skill, is a smaller heavyweight compared to Fury. This size difference could be a significant factor in the fight's outcome. If Fury can use his natural advantages effectively, he could overwhelm Usyk, who may struggle to handle Fury's size, reach, and power.
You know, I really wouldn't say he's been humbled. I gotta imagine they went back and watched the fight, him specifically, and just saw a moment where he was a little laxed and got caught. I think I truly do believe if he doesn't get caught in that moment that he probably wins the fight. I don't know if there was anything else that Usyk could have done to change the tide there. He got caught with that punch in that moment in that round, and I think he's just going to fix that. The quietness that we're seeing, if anything, I feel is just his focus on making sure that he capitalizes on the rematch.
On the flip side, there are those who believe that Usyk's technical prowess will once again lead him to victory. Boxing pundit and former cruiserweight champion Tony Bellew, who has long been a proponent of Usyk's skills, has expressed his belief that Usyk will win again, this time with more authority. Bellew points out that Usyk's defensive style and boxing IQ give him a significant edge, particularly when fighting a man as large as Fury. Usyk's ability to control the pace of the fight and counterpunch effectively could leave Fury vulnerable. Bellew feels that the Ukrainian's technical skill, combined with his ability to make adjustments on the fly, will ultimately win the day.
But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No, I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly, because Usyk this time will go on the back foot. And that is the worst nightmare for for Tyson Fury, because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, Cougs, he pressed the whole fight. He walked the 6'9", 20-stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best, because his best is fighting on the back foot. Anyone who studies and knows Usyk the way I know him, and I studied him, is you'll know that you've got to bring him to you, and that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharp shoot with him, you've got to be able to box with him, you've got to be able to offset him, but you've got to be able to continuously do all these things round after round. I couldn't, because guess what? I got tired. I was fucked after 6 rounds or 7 rounds of doing it.
Usyk's defensive prowess and ability to make subtle adjustments during the fight make him a difficult opponent for anyone, including Fury. Usyk's calm and measured approach to his fights could be the key to him winning the rematch. Fury's unorthodox style may not be be enough to overcome Usyk's disciplined and strategic approach. Other boxing experts, like the legendary Bernard Hopkins, also see Usyk as the more intelligent fighter in this matchup, despite Fury's impressive resume and ability to win fights with sheer size and power. Hopkins believes that Usyk's superior boxing intelligence will allow him to outsmart Fury over the course of the fight. Hopkins foresees a scenario where Fury could be overwhelmed by Usyk's speed and precision, leading to a late stoppage, though not necessarily by knockout, but by the referee's intervention, as Fury becomes unable to continue.
Do you see that fight going any differently?
No. I think the smaller guy is really the big guy in heart and big guy in talent.
Hopkins' analysis underscores the importance of boxing IQ in this contest. While Fury's physical attributes may make him a formidable opponent, Usyk's superior understanding of the game and ability to adjust could ultimately tip the scales in his favor.
I believe Usyk has his number, and I believe that he's not a big heavyweight, which I think helps him in this particular fight. And I just think he has the IQ that Tyson Fury won't be able to keep up and withstand as time or rounds go on.
Adding to the mix of opinions, former cruiserweight champion Johnny Nelson has stressed that Fury must significantly adjust his strategy to have a chance of winning. Nelson notes that Usyk now has a clear understanding of how Fury fights and will come prepared to neutralize his strengths. Nelson believes that for Fury to win, he will need to be more aggressive and disrupt Usyk's rhythm. If Fury simply repeats the same approach as in their first encounter, Nelson feels that he will likely suffer another defeat. Nelson's comments emphasize that Fury's path to victory will depend on his ability to adjust to Usyk's style and prevent the Ukrainian from controlling the pace of the fight.
Tyson Fury doesn't change anything like he keeps saying he's not, then the result will be exactly the same. If Tyson Fury... The problem is, Usyk now has a blueprint for beating Tyson Fury. But Usyk now knows, he doesn't think, now knows he can hurt Tyson Fury. Now knows he's a bit faster, a bit sharper, he can get away with certain things. He knows this. Tyson Fury is very good at reading a fight, but so is Usyk. So it's a case of who's got what, who's the smarter, whose game plan works out the most. I said one's a good fighter, one's a better boxer. It's whose game plan works out the most. And Tyson Fury saying to you lot, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did last time, he loses.
Piers Morgan believes that Tyson Fury has the drive and determination to make a successful comeback and avenge his previous loss to Oleksandr Usyk. He emphasized that Fury's motivation will be a key factor in the rematch, as the fighter is known for overcoming obstacles in the past. Morgan urged people not to underestimate Fury's resilience, pointing out that his history of bouncing back from difficult situations proves that he has the mental toughness to rectify his past mistakes. With the hunger to regain his place, Fury's spirit could be the catalyst for his victory in the upcoming fight.
The British fans want to know, is Tyson Fury going to be able to avenge that loss to Usyk?
He'll want to.
What do you think, Kenny?
I've never ever underestimated Tyson Fury.
Joe Rogan also acknowledged the unique challenge posed by Oleksandr Usyk, a challenge that Fury has not yet been able to overcome. While Fury has dominated many opponents in the past with his size and skill, Rogan pointed out that Usyk's agility, technique, and strategy present an entirely different test. Usyk's refined boxing skills and speed are aspects of the fight that Fury has struggled with before, and it's something Fury hasn't fully figured out yet. Rogan sees Usyk as a fighter who could continue to give Fury fits with his ability to control the pace of the fight, making him a hard puzzle for the larger Fury to solve.
If you watch the Usyk fight, he was touching Usyk up in the beginning of the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that reach and that jab, the accuracy that he has, he was doing really well in that fight until he started to slow down a little bit, and Usyk wound up just catching him.
He just didn't have an answer to it because he's never been exposed to that level of technique.
Well, you know what it is? He's a heavyweight, and the heavyweights were never really that good in terms of that kind of technique. It's like you need it at like middleweight and light heavyweight because everyone's super talented and technical.
As the rematch draws closer, it's clear that this fight is far from a foregone conclusion. Both Fury and Usyk possess the qualities to win, and the outcome will depend on how well each fighter can implement their strategy. Fury will need to rely on his size, athleticism, and boxing IQ to overcome Usyk's superior technique and discipline. If Fury can execute his game plan effectively, he will have a good chance of regaining his title. On the other hand, Usyk's technical superiority and ability to adapt could prove to be too much for Fury to handle, as he demonstrated in their first encounter. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that Tyson Fury can avenge his loss against Usyk? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.